What's up, guys, ladies and gents? This is Crypto Legend here with another video. We are in the midst of the bull run, and things are kind of playing out. I haven't talked to you guys in a few months. Today is December 16th in America, December 17th in other places in Asia. I haven't talked to you in a while, and the last time I talked to you was a few months ago. And let's look at a 3-month chart with what has gone on since then. This is what has happened since I've talked to you. Okay, what is this? This is a bull market. Look at this, pops up even more. First, this video, I gotta mention our sponsor, which is Sparkling Water Plain from Wegmans. This is the official sparkling water of Crypto Legend, and it is one of the preferred. This plain flavor is preferred by most crypto experts because of the flavor does not, when you're doing analysis, you want to keep concentration, and different flavors sometimes can bother your tongue and change your focus when you're doing crypto analysis. So that's the sponsor today. So if you look at Bitcoin right now, it's 21,300. There's some big resistance at the 20,000 point, which we all know, and that was the big hammer down point back in 2017, 18 there. Right, it hit the peak late 2017, and then it was right around 20K. And we have passed that. Some people say it's a psychological, point, and many people have been asking me, is it too late to get in? People now are starting to feel that FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. So you might be panicking, like, oh, I gotta buy, or is it too late? So let's zoom back here a little bit. Let's look at it all time first of all, and it's a roller coaster, right? This doesn't go all time. This is only 20% of Bitcoin's history here. Back in the 2018, this is right the 20K point. This is when it hit its high, right at the end of 2017, and then it went down 90%, and around 85%. So obviously this was a good time to buy, and it stalled out for a while, and then we hit some new highs, and people were like, whoa, and then it went down back to a bear market, and we hit lows. This was in March during the COVID, kind of artificially that low. Really very few people were able to buy at these levels of 5,200, which was just a few months ago, earlier this year, 8 months ago. And since that point, we have been on a straight bull market, okay? And let's look at some things that we could see here, and ideas of when you should buy and when you should get in. Look at some technical patterns. So first of all, look at this overall. There's actually some interesting patterns in this 2-year chart that we can make some inferences from. Okay, so we have a down swoop and an up swoop and a down swoop and an up swoop. Right? You can almost see two curves in here. Okay, so how do you use this information to make do some analysis? Well, if you look, typically when you have two almost identical, the curve is almost identical, the angles are almost identical. This peak right here, this bull market, right? There's a huge bull market here, is going to say a lot about this bull market here, the second one. So if we look at this first bull market, it was really 3,000 to 12,000. Sorry, so that's 4x at that point. So that's kind of a good reference point when we're looking at the new bull market. 4x pumping from the lows to the highs. Now the lows here for this was 5K, so that would be around 20K. But actually, this 5K, like I just said, was a little bit artificial because this was during COVID. This was for like 5 seconds it hit that level. The day after, it was back to 6,000s, 7,000s. So really, we're looking at more of a level, I would say around this low right here, 7,000, probably 6,500, 6,000, around there. So that would reference a high point of around 24,000, 25,000 for this current bull run we are in, okay? So that would show we still have upside, not too much left, but we still have some juice in the bull market, 10, 20, maybe 25% at the max. So that is the upside, right? So you gotta, when you're doing risk reward investing in this crypto market, you gotta take upside versus downside, right? The upside here we see around 25K. That's based on the analysis, which is pretty strong resistance. There's going to be at 25K. So that's about 15, let's say 15% upside, which actually isn't a ton, right? Obviously, we're later in the later stages of this bull market. Some people say, oh, the bull market's just getting started, but let's be honest. Let's look at the graphs. Let's look at the data, okay? So that would be upside 15%. Oh, where's the downside? Well, downside here, let's look at this. Where this went down was down to 3K, right? The downside, are we going to go back to those levels? It dropped 85%. Probably not, because as Bitcoin is maturing, it's going to get less volatile, and the downside, the floor, as we say, as crypto experts, is much higher than the previous cycle's low. Okay, so how we can do this is, if you see this went down by 85%, right? Now you could take that. I don't want to get too deep in the mathematics of it all, but essentially you take the peak, so that the previous peak was almost 20K, and the higher the peak is, the lower percentage drop for the next upcoming bear market, which means the market is more mature, right? So now if it gets 25K, the peak, that is 25 is 20% more than 20K, right? So that means the bottom of the next bear market is not going to drop more than, right, the 20% less than the 85% before. I don't know if you're following me, but essentially what that means is you take 20% of the 85% drop from before, and you take out, do some math, it's like 70%, right? So that means the new floor is going to be 70%, which would be around 10K Bitcoin. That is the floor that we're looking at as a possible, if we get into a full run bear market, which I see coming, not now necessarily, but in the next few months for sure. We're going to get bear market. So that's a low floor of going down 75% and a ceiling of 15%. What am I doing in my personal portfolio? I am trimming. I'm trimming. Okay. I just started trimming today. That's kind of why I've made this video. Around 21K. Okay, you see we're at 21,400. Actually, we just popped over 21K. And that's kind of why I made the move. So what I'm saying is I would be careful in these levels. You're either in two groups. You've either been hodling all along, and you have a big hodl, and maybe you are a long-time investor and you're not a trader. But again, I'm giving you trading advice, and you're just gonna keep buying and buying. That's okay. But if you want to kind of make big gains trading, then I would suggest starting to trim at these levels, right? That's how you make money, is you sell high, buy low, right? And wait for other opportunities in the future, hopefully around here, okay, this 10K level, to dip back in, okay? This is clearly overheating. Now, I wouldn't say, let's look at the 3-month chart since we last talked. This shows nothing that we're overheating, okay? This chart right here. This is a reasonable bull market stuff. But what shows overheating is this last stretch, okay? Last stretch. See, we're at 1800, and this it's really basic calculus, man. This slope here is extremely high, okay? And not for a second, right? So it means it's not just one buyer, it's FOMO coming in, okay? So we got to be careful with the slopes, okay? That's really important, is finding the slope. Once the slope gets extremely steep, okay, for an extended period of time, right? Just if it gets steep for an hour, that's okay. It's probably just one big buyer coming in, and it gets steep. But if it's an extended period of time, folks, be careful. FOMO's coming in. When FOMO comes in, you come out, okay? That's basic investing here. Yeah, so let's look here. Let's look at the crypto markets overall. This is recently. Yeah, I see in this run here, this is when I'd made some of my trims in between here. We'll see how I do. I'll make another video soon. Maybe I did a little too early. Maybe I timed it just right. Who absolutely knows? No one absolutely knows. That's the game. That's the game. And let's look at some stuff here. Let's look at the crypto markets overall. How things are going. Obviously, you're gonna see some green, baby. Let's see. Right, Bitcoin up 15%. The moral of the story is what's been going on is what I mentioned. You could check my last videos over the summer. Is that this Bitcoin dominance is going up, baby. It's going up. I think by last videos I was talking to you was around 59%. There's a lot of shit coins, excuse my language, most of them are, that have incredibly high market caps relative to their actual worth, which is nothing. Let's look at this. For example, Ethereum, is it worth 72 billion? Actually, maybe, but no one, right now we're so early in the game. I'm not saying Ethereum's the shitcoin. I'm saying if you go down a little bit more. But even the evaluation for Ethereum is a wild guess, right? No one knows at all of what this network, this system should be worth, okay? Or if it's going to be a successful network, that's another thing, right? So people are just totally guessing, but Bitcoin is so easy to analyze. We know what it is, the store of value, it's digital gold, okay? It's a little different, right? So that's a capitulation and movement into the Bitcoin. Okay? The Bitcoin. Let's check out, right, things like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Link Army. You guys know I already made the videos. Chainlink has been overvalued for a long time, and it hasn't rebounded. That's what I expected. When the next, before I was saying was when the next Bitcoin run comes, these other smaller coins that typically have a high beta, right? So rise more than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a slow guy. It wouldn't do that, right? When that hasn't happened. Binance Coin is a coin that I am interested in, actually. That is not a SHIT coin. But let's see what else we got. EOS. I mean, Monero is decent. Obviously, privacy is important. That's not one I absolutely hate. Other ones I hate, but most of these coins I hate and don't see, are way overvalued. Uniswap, I mean, come on. I love Uniswap, the platform, but this is a governance token, okay? It is not a share in the company. You're just having some political power in one specific network. You do not get the benefits of, it's not like you're a company shareholder. So it's a little different. I'm not a big fan of the coin, the token, but Ethereum Classic, what is it doing? $750 million. It's just crazy stuff going on in the markets. Bitcoin is not crazy. Bitcoin is very simple, and we're just trying to trade on it to make some dough. This other stuff, I've been saying short some of this stuff for a long time. Even though that hasn't bounced a ton with Bitcoin, I would still say they are quite overvalued. Most of this stuff's going to zero, okay? Now, of course, if you short many of these, right, and there's that one that doesn't and then skyrockets 100x, then be careful shorting. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Be careful shorting. But most of these you can make some money. Look at Filecoin. Obviously, that's a recent this year. Got a lot of attention as it got into the market, and that is ridiculously overvalued as well. Just is, sorry guys. But very interesting technology, for sure. And, who knows what the network is. The point is that you're investing very early. You need the appropriate, price to risk ratios. Okay. And, that's about it, guys. I'm going to update you guys pretty often. We're getting some volatility here. Absolutely a ton of volatility here. Really, like I said, let's look at a 6 month. Okay. But the 3-month was right here. Boom. Last 3 months, nothing, right? The biggest drop you had. This is very interesting to look at when you're in bull markets, to look at the biggest drops you have during those times. Okay, 1900 down to 1700. 19 to 7. That's nothing, right? That's 10%. That's not a big drop. So we've had very, very few big drops, and we are bound to have some big drops coming. So 6 months we have not had any. You have to zoom out a lot to get some big drops. Obviously, the last one was in March, but that was kind of artificial. This was really the big kind of drops we had was last year in the summertime. We peaked and we slowly went down. Yeah, guys, that's about it for today. I'm Crypto Legend. Please hit that subscribe button. Remember, Seltzer Plane, the official sponsor of Crypto Legend. And have a good one. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.